But
Nice.
here we go. It's happening. Oh, look at that.
Congratulations, Pastor Samuel.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited. I was saying as you guys were jumping on live that, and I already told you guys this, but I hope Jacob is watching or will jump on because Jacob, your son, he goes, "Oh my God, my parents are on? Oh man, I'm nervous." And I said, "Yeah, they're talking about parenting." He goes, "Oh no, I'm really nervous."
Yeah.
Hey, Mallory, what's up? Mallory's on here. Okay, she's monitoring. I feel like your kids are on to try to scare you guys away from sharing the stories they are nervous you're about to share.
They want to jump on to defend themselves.
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be some comment refuting going on, which is fine. That's all part of the fun.
It
Yes,
is.
sir.
It is.
All right, so I am wanting to get us started by let's tell some stories. Okay, so funniest moments, things you were shocked about parenting. I don't know. Let's get a highlight. Let's get a highlight reel going here.
I think that for us, one of the funniest parts about it is that, we had all 4 of our kids by 30 for me, 28 for David.
Whoa. Hello. So Dave's kind of a gold digger. That makes sense. Yeah.
I had 4 kids, 6 and under. So the whole thing was a circus.
No doubt.
4 kids running around.
Yes. It was a days. Oh gosh, the triple stroller at Disneyland. It was.
We have the biggest stroller you've ever seen.
It was
bro.
a show.
It was and then a stand on the back, bro. I could ride the thing. It was out of control. We were just like,
Yeah.
it looked like we were trying to populate the earth. It was out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you guys are biblical. Kept the mandate strong, increased the multiply.
That's exactly why we kept having kids. The mandate.
The mandate, not the vaccine or the mask mandate. That's different. That's different. That's the old biblical mandate.
Yeah.
So the triple stroller.
The triple stroller, just from the start. I mean, the background that we came from, we didn't have a vision for what this should look like. So we were kind of figuring it out with Holy Spirit as we were going. Yeah. Like from the moment we had, I just did all this work to birth her, and now we have her, and we're like, now what do we do with her? We actually sent her to the nursery because we didn't know what to do with her. Like, they don't come with manuals.
The nurse was like, do you guys want
Sorry,
her?
Mallory. Sorry,
Did you take her with this kid?
Yeah.
But that's we've got, I think the whole story has been a comedy of events. I think one of our funniest stories is we had two friends that were watching the kids. I don't know what we went away for. It was for the night or something. And 2 studious friends. One's just a genius, works for General Atomics. His wife was incredibly intelligent young lady. They came over more refined than we were, if you would. And they're trying to watch our 4 kids, which are going to be 9, 7, 5, and 3 at the house. And when we get home, we discovered that our 4 kids led a revolt, walked them outside, ran back in, and locked them out of the house at all angles. And then my buddy's telling me we were panicking because they wouldn't let us in.
Out of the house.
Yeah, so what's happening on the inside, we discover, is that they're revolting against the babysitter. So they literally packed bags, and they were prepared to walk to their grandma's house because they did not like these babysitters.
Yeah. So then they pulled a switch, pulled the babysitters in the house. Then all 4 of them went outside. Mallory took the cordless phone with her and packed her bag. And she was going to walk all of her siblings to my mom's house, which was about 30 minutes away.
With a cordless phone, in case you...
Yeah.
Leadership. Mallory, that's what I like to hear, that leadership.
That's also the same little girl. Some people call
it rebellion.
What's that?
I said some people call it rebellion. Some people call it leadership. You know what I mean?
Mallory was a born leader, that's for sure. And Jacob, he was a wild one. He's the one concerned about his stories. There was a season where we were in the emergency room so much. I was like, these people are going to call CPS on me because of the amount of blood and stitches. And it just was like, what the heck is happening? Boys are so different from the start. So having 2 boys after having 2 girls, it was like, this is a disaster.
Yeah, we've seen them fighting sometimes, wrestling, hitting each other with swords. It's like, and I kind of let it happen to a degree. I just let them be boys until, just to make sure they're not intentionally hurting the other. But another funny story we had, we were living in Hawaii, and we lived on like a hill behind us. And I walked out, and the kids had the running stroller, you know, the single wheel, 2 wheels in the back, they're big like bicycle tires. And they were putting, I think it was Nisi in the cart.
Yeah, it was raining. They had just watched Nitro Circus.
Yeah, they watched Nitro
This
Circus.
was before we knew Beaver Fleming.
Yeah, and they have my snowboarding helmet. One of the kids is in the stroller with my snowboarding helmet on, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they said, "We just watched Nitro Circus. We're going to take this cart up to the top of that hill and then push it down with somebody inside." I was like, "Wait, stop. Let me get my camera." So I got my camera and videotaped the entire thing all the way. Crashed. They hit the concrete at the bottom. The stroller went flying. They flew out of it, and it was worth every moment, dude. But our kids have been just a joy. They're hysterical. Honestly, some of the funniest people we know. We could go on for days telling funny stories that we've enjoyed, but those are just some.
I love it. Okay, let's get to some value. Not that humor isn't value, you know, because that's gonna lighten our life.
You have to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Parenting is humor. Parenting is humor. It is crazy. You laugh at your kids. You laugh at yourself. It's a good time. Tell us something that would be, you know, like just a key encouragement you'd have for parents, you know, right now.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go first. I think if I look back, I thought about this question, and when I look back, the one thing that I felt like was the differentiator, was the game changer, was find somebody who's doing it well and latch onto them. Like in business, if you are in business and you're looking to grow, you find a sponsor in an organization that will help you move through it, or you find a mentor or a coach. I would say, listen, if it wasn't for certain pastors in our lives, that our pastors, Randy and Tammy, that had given us a model of how beautiful it could be, you know, I don't know that we would have been able to achieve what we had achieved. In fact, I say I don't know, we wouldn't have. We didn't create something, we recreated something, right? So we repeated something that somebody had already done that worked. And my advice would be, find somebody who has the fruit. And my caution would be, don't find somebody who's crushing it in business and they're taking over the world, but then they don't have the fruit in their family, right? Like if you want a business person, but when you're talking about family, don't find somebody that looks like they have everything, but then they neglect their family. They ignore their kids. They spend all their time away. Those are my cautions for you, is find somebody who has the fruit of the balance, that prioritizes family and makes life work with all of the other things, not makes family work with all the other life, but it's like priority is the centerpiece. It's the piece that you're going to spend the next, you know, half of your life putting all of your time into until you become a grandparent. Find somebody, when you look at it, you see, man, there's something different about what they're doing. I can see they're intentional always. They love their children. They prioritize them. They're stopping to correct and to discipline, to train and to raise and to coach. And I would say, if I had to give one piece of advice outside of always connecting them to the God that saved you, which is the answer, not connecting them to your God, but connecting them to the God that saved you, that can become their God, would be find somebody that's doing it well inside of the church, inside of those that are raising godly children, and then follow what they did, right? Follow me as I follow Jesus type of thing, right?
So good. I love it. Cynthia?
Yes, sir.
Closing remarks?
Yeah. Mine would be, the thing that changed everything for me is I always used to kind of envy David, that I felt like people looked at him and he got to travel and he was the one with the anointing. And so I just felt like the Lord stopped me one day and said, Cynthia, until you look at this as worship, you will continue to be empty. And it was when I did the dishes, when I spanked a bottom, when I was vacuuming, and home became my everything. Mm-hmm. And when I began to look at home as worship and not a second class, like I have to do this, rather than this is my calling, this is what I'm privileged to do. I have a degree in psychology, we own a business, all that's great, but when I die, who you guys will see left behind us will be our kids. Mm-hmm. And that changed everything for me. That revelation of, wow, looking at raising these children as worship instead of David going and doing great things. Now the 6 of us go and do great things because we take the time to intentionally raise and train. And there's not a ton of pats on the back, but it's about owning what God has given me in this season of my life to train up these kids to love and know and serve the Lord. And it's a privilege and an honor. And I just sort of looked at it like, oh, I need mom moments. I need a break all the time. Well, if you need that every day, then maybe something needs to change in my heart. If I was always taking a break, because it was never fulfilling. I had to come home to my home, my family. So I needed to change and create an atmosphere where God's glory dwelled in everything we did and not just the glamorous highlighted moments. So,
hey, and shout out
good.
Pastor Sam, shout out to my mom's watching who didn't comment when I was talking, but did say to my wife, so good.
hey, that's real.
Yeah, and
I love that, Cynthia, because especially in a culture for so long that has really downplayed the role specifically of mom. You know what I mean? The mom, where their primary work is in the home, at home, with the kids. Of course, dads can play a role in that, and there can be different variations of all that. But at the end of the day, mom carries a unique strength and a unique guiding role, especially in those younger seasons, especially in those formative, nurturing seasons. And we have so devalued that. And I feel like a surge and I love how God really kind of taught you that, because it hasn't been taught well, right, in our culture right now, to, hey, mom, value your role, see it as the highest priority in the nation. And when you think about the simplicity of every great nation is built on, great state collectively, great cities. Well, what are those cities built of? Great businesses run by great families, run by great homes, right? So everything, if we're going to do something significant in life, it's going to start in the home. So really, mom is one of the most essential roles. Moms and dads are the most essential roles in creating culture and creating change and transforming the world that we live in. And so I love that you have that revelation. And I think that is one of those things that parents have to see to really elevate the value of that. This isn't just, well, I guess I'm going to have to suck it up and not enjoy my life for the next 18 years while the kids are kind of dominating the home, but actually realizing it as a calling.
Yeah. When the Lord told me, Cynthia, you're the gate to this home, that meant every tone I carried, my mood swings, I set the temperature for our home and our atmosphere. And that convicted my heart to have ownership over the culture of our home. And now, I feel like David and I are like pretty cool people. We're great, but I love my kids.
It's so true.
I love watching my kids. I love watching that you can pull any of my kids in at any time and knowing that they're ready. That is the greatest joy to my heart, because I've spent 20 years sewing into that. So,
come on.
So good.
Well done. You guys are amazing parents. And I appreciate Mallory and Jacob coming on to monitor comments and whatnot. And David, your mom wanted you to know that she commented and you just missed it.
Sorry, Mom.
So sorry, Mom. That's David. Keep working on him. You're going to get your son dialed in at some point.
I give a shout out to her, just the same way your dad had to change the legacy. David's mom made prayer closets a thing before they were a thing, because she had to pray this boy through a lot of stuff.
I do remember walking into my mom's room looking for her and finding her flat on her face in her closet praying. And she's the one I told you when she was crying when abortion ended, because she said, I would have been down at the abortion clinics this week. And I was like, you're still going? It's like been 30 years. I was like, you're still going? She's like, yeah, every week. I was like, so
that's the legacy.
Incredible. All right, you guys, thank you for jumping on. You guys are amazing.
Love you.
Love you. And thanks for all your input. The Lujans were one of the couples that I specifically said, hey, I want you to review this book before we go live with it. So thank you for investing in it. Thank you for your conversations and your help and your input on it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for people to get their hands on the book and to hear this great insight, guys.
Joy to read that book.
Yeah.
So well done, Pastor Samuel. Thank you for your time and investment in writing this truly beautiful piece of work. So congratulations.
Go get your copy and share it with somebody.
Yes.
It's going to change somebody's
life.
life.
If you don't need it, buy it for somebody who does, because it's foundational.
And hand it to them passive aggressively. Just say, "How about you this book?" There you go.
Yeah. Do with how your kids are currently acting, but I want to try to read this book.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Love you. See you ever.